Welcome to another video.
This is the NESDR Smart Bundle, which is our first try at software-defined radio. What is software-defined radio? It's a little chip that handles all the radio reception and lets the software do the rest. It came with all these antennas. So I hooked up a short USB extender so that
That's interesting.
it'll plug right in the PC, but you really don't want to flex the connector.
I think the police scanner's cool.
We're going to show what you can do with this. So we have no previous antenna theory or radio experience of any kind. These are just 7 things you can do with it in the past week or two, and just with just the basic equipment. One of the easiest things you can do is receive FM radio. And you can see here there's 3 different radio stations. You can scroll around by moving the mouse, or you can just click on it. This station's a little bit weaker than the one on the left. But you can see at the bottom, that thing's called the waterfall display, I guess because it looks like a waterfall. And the top are the signal. Click on here. Now, if you noticed up at the top, you can see data starting to fill in. That's that radio RDS data that usually has the title and artist. Little display in the car or whatever, just like a low bandwidth.
You can also zoom on the side.
Yeah, there's lots of controls. You could do a lot of cool things with this. You could save that RDS data out to a text file, so you could record radio all day and then go back through the text file and look and see what songs were played when, I guess. Now here we pulled out the CB radio to give it a try. You can see the entire CB width.
10-4, breaker. There's a tornado on the ground, 50 feet in front of us.
And as I turn this knob here, it'll change what frequency we're transmitting on. So it's sort of a cool visual scanner and spectrum display.
How do you plug it up to the monitor?
It's just transmitting through the radio. But this sort of reminds me of that movie Contact, where you're kind of visually seeing a signal and analyzing a signal. It's really fascinating. It really makes me think differently about radio and the physics behind it.
Our insurance agents are busy right now. Please call later.
Now, this is FRS radio. We just looked up on Wikipedia and found the frequency. FRS is Family Radio System. That's like these little Motorola walkie-talkies and things that people use on construction sites and just traveling in the car.
Testing 1, 2, 3. And I like the police scanner because
this is digital data. Everything else that we've seen up to this point is analog. This is a digital transmission called a P25 scanner, and there's actually an external app called DSD Plus, which comes with its own little tuner, which is a little bit more basic than the SDR Sharp, but it also has all these windows opening up. There's the frequency window. It has a scanner.
3643 Clark Road. Radar fuse sounded like it came in the rear. Now stating that she's diagnosed bipolar and paranoid schizophrenic and not on her wrist. She's occupying a red Nissan Altima.
Yeah, we heard a lot of interesting stuff there.
and like a shootout.
Well, wasn't really a shootout, just shots
And
fired.
someone armed with a hammer.
Yeah, this may not be the most family-friendly thing to hear.
YouTube video.
We're going to have you check the area. 3428 Guernsey Avenue. We're still getting calls. They're sending up to 23 shots have been fired. Still no suspect information.
This was interesting too. It gives you a little bit of data comes along
So
with
please, if you hear any of these sounds,
Okay.
please do not just tell your children to cover your ear.
Date of birth 8/8 of 2003. 5'2", 110 pounds. Black and burgundy braids. She wears glasses. Brown eyes. Last seen wearing a burgundy jacket, white pants, black boots. 10 minutes ago, no diagnosis, but she does have brain trauma.
Unencrypted, by the way. It just sounds like a bunch of bleeps and bloops, and you can see, you can see these transmissions coming in at the bottom there. You can see the thicker ones right there. There's some sort of police transmission, but you can't decode it. It is supposed to be integrated with SDR Sharp, but I really couldn't get that working very easily. This DSD Plus and FMP seems to work pretty well, and it has scanning functionality. It was pretty easy to get going. All right, the next thing we did was weather station data using a little program called RTL-433.exe. This is an old LL Bean weather sensor, and it transmits on 433 megahertz. And let's see there it flashed. And if you look at it here, you can actually hear it coming across there. It sounds like bleep. that's just a bunch of sounds, and so there's a little program that translates that into actual data, and it can handle a lot of different types of 433 megahertz data. It can detect a lot of remote controls and sensors and things you can see here. Next thing we did was try to decode HD radio with a program called NRSC5. Here we go with that. So HD radio is really, you can see here, it's a signal to the side of the main FM signal that gives you some audio signal that sounds a little bit better. In the car, it shows up with this little HD symbol, and you have actually sub-channels, which is interesting. So in addition to the main radio signal, they can broadcast a slightly lower bit rate, lower signal. It was nice to be able to get HD radio inside the house since I don't have another way to do that. And you can record it to a file. Interesting, too, on this 104.5 station, the main station shows you the DJ playing, and the other station actually shows you the title and artist, which I thought was unusual.
Riding commercial free. You're on 104.5 HD2, The Love Train.
So let's see if there's another station. And finally, the most surprising thing about this whole experiment was retrieving pager data.
What's pager?
A pager was like a one-way communications device. I didn't think anybody used them anymore, but apparently they're using them and sticking a lot of confidential, or maybe not confidential, personal information out there in the clear. But you can see here on the waterfall display, those signals are coming across. I used a different program called PDW version 3.201. So what you do is you pipe the output of SDR Sharp or AirSpy over to this, and it just is like a data dump. You can see some HTML in there. We've got a lot of interesting stuff. It looks like mostly medical stuff, doctor information. I looked up some of these numbers and domains. We're seeing stuff from all over, which is interesting. It's also interesting. It looks like a lot of people just dump their emails in this paging system. Saw a lot of stuff from a defense contractor about servers being loaded and some weird stuff. There's patient ready for x-rays.
And patient ready for surgery.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff. That was probably the most surprising thing about this whole experiment was the fact that all this data was just out there in the clear, unencrypted.
Without being hit by a firewall.
You know what a firewall is?
Yeah, it's where it protects the other side of so it's not being hacked.
That's right. Wow, that's where'd you learn that? Anyway, so that was about it. So where do we go next? I mean, this is really just about a week of playing around with this system. So, or certain ham transmissions, you can buy adapters for that. But I think probably what we'll do next is maybe get a bigger antenna. This is not a standard coax connector, so I can't just connect another antenna to it. But I guess just as a gift review, if you're thinking of getting this for somebody, it does require a little bit of time to set up. We probably spent, how long would you say we spent on it? A couple of hours? Maybe an hour a day over 2 or 3 days. Anyway.
See you next time for another video.
Yeah, see you next time. Over and out.